What's up, everybody? My name's Scyushi, and today we're going to be doing a first impression of Redfall while I play the game and try to end up sharing my thoughts about the game at the same time. Now, I've only got like maybe a couple hours into the game, so this is a very, very early impression of the game. But a lot of people are wondering, of course, whether this game is worth it. Is it something that you should pick up? Yes and no. I think that if you're interested in playing this game co-op with your buddies, then yes, it's probably going to be a very easy recommendation because it's going to be a very, very casual gaming experience. Like, you're gonna just have a blast playing through this with your buddies. If you're playing single player, then suddenly it becomes a lot less, it becomes a lot harder for me to be able to recommend it. It's not like it's a bad game or anything. It's very competent and gets the job done for being exactly what it advertises it is. So it's going to end up being an open world or open zone vampire survival game that is basically an RPG. It's made by the Dishonored devs, so it makes sense with the type of gameplay that it is. It's kind of, think of Deathloop, but more of an open world experience. Now, when I say open zone, I mean this whole area is free to explore, and later on we'll probably progress into this area, and then it's going to be a completely different themed zone that we can end up exploring. Now, how does the combat work and all that stuff? Well, so far, again, it all works fairly well. There's a lot of things that you can take advantage of in the environment. Like, I could shoot this electric thing, I could shoot the oil on the ground, whatever. You know, it's a generic shooter. Doesn't really feel to me like it's anything more than Dishonored or than Borderlands in a lot of ways, but that could also be because the character I'm playing as literally has a bird for marking enemies, and we can cloak and go invisible and so on and so forth. But this game is on Game Pass, so that would be the easiest recommendation for me to you, is get this on Game Pass, because then you could just play it with your buddies. You know, it's only like 10 to 20 bucks a month, depending if you're on PC or Xbox. Which is a lot better than paying full price, which for me being Canadian, this game is $90, not the usual $70 to $80 for a AAA game. This is very expensive. That's before taxes as well. And honestly, if this wasn't on Game Pass, I probably wouldn't even like bat an eyelash to it or play it. Because at the moment anyways, it seems like it's pretty empty open world. I think that's because I haven't progressed far enough in the story. The enemies, if we can ever end up finding any of them, are really, really dumb. Just like in Dishonored, you know, the enemies are super duper easy to deal with. I'm assuming the further we get in the game, they'll get harder. But you can see right here, this guy's kind of spotted me, but bang, he's dead. He runs in a straight line towards me, bang, he's dead. Whoops, I missed that shot. But I can cloak right now and completely break their AI. And then I can just go up in their face and start tearing them apart. Gotta be a little careful here, get my heels on. I'm not by any cover or anything, but it's, as you can see, I don't really need to be. And then I can very easily just hide behind cover, wait for myself to heal, and playing as this character, just use my cloak, which makes this game easy. And later on, you know, this character would end up having other abilities with his cloaking that would just be like super crazy. In the skill tree that, you know, there are multiple classes in the game, but I would personally say that this guy is definitely the meta pick, just based on how the AI works in my early experience of the game. Cloaking would be the way to break this game. Outside of, I'm assuming, bosses and forced encounters that don't allow us to use the cloak, but who knows, maybe we'll be able to use the cloak at all times. I don't know. The only difference that I've seen with vampires is obviously they're going to end up having different abilities. Most of the vampires I've come across are melee only, so we basically can just absolutely decimate them, because all we gotta do is bait out one of their attacks and then back up and shoot them. The only difference with a vampire, though, is when you end up damaging them enough, you have to finish them with a melee attack. And unfortunately, you have to finish them in a specific angle with the melee attack. So, for example, I already had an enemy that I fought, and I killed the vampire, but I didn't get to finish them with a stake because my character refused to vault up to where the vampire was. Now you can also see that there are different types of weapons that we can come across. So like the stake launcher I just got for the first time, which basically launches stakes and so on and so forth. But anyways, do I think that this game is worth it? If you're playing it with friends, it's an easy recommendation, as I mentioned previously. But if you're playing it solo, I'd say you have to get it through Game Pass, because I don't think that this is going to end up being Game of the Year by any means. I don't know if anybody's going to even find this game memorable, just because everything about it feels extremely generic and kind of has that very safe Bethesda feel to it. You know what I mean? No shade toward Bethesda or even the Arcane Studios developers by any means, because they put out solid games. It's just that their games are very, very casual friendly and don't stand out to me as like a work of art video game or anything like that. It's just Borderlands, but with vampires, basically, right? So anyways, that's my first impressions of it. Take that as you will. And I'm definitely going to be playing this game on my channel, so you could sub for that if you want to see more. But, you know, for the most part, I'm going to be playing this game multiplayer with my buddies, because I think that that's going to be the most entertaining way of playing it. Because solo, the game can be a bit meddling. You know, if you end up going way the heck over here, like I was doing for a mission, and then I died, and then it respawned me at the last fast travel point that I ended up obtaining, which meant that I had to physically walk all the way back to that objective, which it's 2023, guys. Like, just give me a respawn next to the location. That is not in any way challenging towards like a difficulty of the video game. That is challenging my patience.